Welcome. Today we're going to be working on the Copper Canyon 2 Project Playbook. My name is Denise Kyle. If I haven't met you yet, thanks for joining me. Now let's look at my desk. We have already completed the project recipe, and if you remember, we had talked about cutting all of those little what were they, 3/16 of a piece and put behind the ornate ripple punch, which is I did that off camera so you can see that's all done. So today we're going to take a look, as I said, at the playbook. And I'm not going to record all of it, but what we're going to do is I'll go through the first part. And we will need everything. You will need your rub-ons, the embellishments, the mats, and the stickers. We're going to use all of that. Plus, you'll need the ornate ripple punch. So if we take a look at this project playbook, there's a 2-page spread, a 1-page spread, a 1-page spread, and a 2-page spread. Now I'm going to try to make it into 2 pages, and we're going to kind of work through that together. So I'm going to be pausing, thinking about some things, and then we'll come back to what the solution was to get it. I have some help here for paper number 1 to get that, and it does have here, read before cutting, carefully follow the instructions over here of how to make that. So I will cut that one on camera. If you'd like, I can tell you where each of these pieces go through now so that you can put notes on here on yours. So 1A, 1E, F, 2B, 1G all go for number 2. 1C and D are for number 3. 2A to 2I all go on number 1. And again, you can pause this if I'm going too fast. 2J goes for number 2, so we're going to figure out how we're going to make an extra one there. 3A and B go for number 4. 3C, D go for number 1. 3E goes for project 4. Let's just cut these first. 4A is number 3. 4B goes for project 4 as well as 4C. 5A to F all go for project 4. G and H go for 3 as well as I. 6, A, B, C, and D all go for 1. E and F go for 4. And that's it. We'll review again when we do it. I have some extras, but let's start cutting. And I'm going to cut number 1, paper number 1, designer paper number 1 with you. And I do have some extras left over from the project recipe, so I brought that in here. And if you just want to line up your papers according to how they're cut here, that will be good. And then we have what we need for the base in a separate pile. And I'll put that to the side. Okay, I'm ready to cut this one. I just kind of got my trimmer out. No direction on the back. We're all just going to use the front of this. So the first part is easy. We're going to cut 2 4x6s. Again, these are both for project number 2, so I'm going to have a pile off camera with my project number 2. Now what we have here is we have an 8-inch piece left. This is 8 inches. We're going to rotate this and cut at 4 inches. And then C and D, we're going to cut those at 4x4. And those are both going to be for number 3. And now we have a 5x5 piece. Oh, sorry, we are going to have a 5x5, but right now we have an 8x8. So what we're going to do with this, and I think I'll move these papers out of the way because we need our punch. So with this 8x8 piece, we are going to fold it diagonally. Try to get as close to each that it's right on, and it's good in the corners. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. And I practice this. All right, so we open it up. This is what we're going to end up with, okay? So it says here, after cutting all the pieces, fold it there. Now starting with this top edge. So this is your folded edge here. So starting with this top edge, we are going to insert this, and it says insert it into ornate ripple punch, line it up with the black line and punch it all the way off the folded edge. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to have one, and you're going to line up this little triangle. The little triangle here that you see on the paper, right? You're going to line that up with your mat. Sorry, with your punch. That's how we know that we're going to be in the right spot. Okay, and I actually, well, I think I might have messed up putting it in there tight to start with. I have a little bit missing there, but we will make it work. So then it should come off, and you should have that piece like I have here on the green paper. So that'll be our first one. And now what we're going to do, the second instruction says, first of all, it says don't do this with cardstock. Don't try this with a different punch and cardstock. It has to be with just regular paper. So now we're going to cut off all the little diamonds that were left from the punch, the little triangles, I guess. Triangles, half a diamond. We're going to cut those all off. Right, trim off the positioning triangles from the remaining squares. That's what it means. Cut that off. And now we're going to do that again. So we're going to line it up. Just one sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to take that same, this is a folded edge over here. We're going to take it, we're going to line it up right against the top. Make sure you're tight. We're going to line it up to that black line again. And then we are going to punch all the way off. And make sure we're lining up the little positioning triangle. And we'll punch it all the way off. Okay, and then now we have our second piece. This one has a little different end. Even here has a little different. So I guess I was a little bit off lining it up with the punch for that first one. So again, what we're going to do next is we're going to cut off all those triangles, and there's only 1, 2, and you are left with a 5 by 5 piece. Perfect. So all of these, so the biggest one goes on 1E goes on, these both go on 2. We're going to use this reverse side, and then we have this one, those go on 2, as well as this 5 by 5. Those all go with project number 2. So that's the first one, paper cut. Now we're going to go on to cutting paper number 2, and I think that's a pretty straightforward one. So I'm going to go cut that off camera, and I will meet you back here. So that one was pretty simple. So A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, all those 3 by 3s, those all go on project number 1. 2H, we're going to cut that in half diagonally, so you can line it up along the diagonal line with your tops and bottoms on that, your first cutting line. I'm at number 3. And then we're going to cut that in half, and that is also going to go on project number 1. And then we have 2 6 by 6, so we're going to reverse one, and those also, the first one, 2I, goes on project 1. The reversed one will go on project number 2. Okay, so paper number 3, that's this round line one. Pretty simple for this. You're going to cut 2 borders, and then you're going to cut a 2 1/2, a 2 1/2, and a 4. So I'll meet you back after we've cut those. Okay, for the designer paper number 3, just a tip that I did cut off the little positioning triangles in between each punch. So both those punches go in project 4. And then 3C and D go into project 1. Those are the two that are 2.5. And then we'll turn it to the reverse, and 3E will go to project 4. Okay, let's see what's next. This is going to be an easy one. I do have 2 of those, and we need 2 of 4A's. So let's see where 4A is going to go on project 3. So we're going to need 2 of those, and then the 5I, which something else. So I'm only going to cut one for now, but I do have an extra paper. Might as well cut that one real quick together. That one's, like I said, really easy. So we need a 5-inch, which goes on project 3. And then we're going to rotate this one, and you can either cut it 8.5 or 3.5. We're just going to be cutting it in half. So this will be 7 by 8.5, which will go on project 4, as well as this one will go on project 4. So when we get to making that page, I do have the extra sheet in case we're going to make the double page and how we're going to go about that. Now let's go cut paper 5. Again, we can cut that offline. We are using the reverse of some of them, and we are making banners at the end. I'll come and make the banners with you. So 3.5 by 3.5, and then 1 5 by 11. So we'll be right back after that's cut. Okay, so 5, A, B, C, D, E, and F all go with project 4. I have my 2 banners here. We'll cut those. 5I, the 5 by 11, goes with project 3. And then we're going to take these 2, and I'm going to cut my banners the same. So we're just going to slightly fold them over, cut from the folded point to the corner. And I have my 2 banners, and those both go on project 3. And then the last one that we need to cut is our copper shimmer, and I already actually have that cut. So I have 6 4x6 mats already cut. So 4 of them are going on to number 1, and 2 of them are going on number 4. I also have this half sheet left over from the project recipe, and I think we might need that for layout number 3. So I'm going to put that aside with that full sheet. And now we're ready to start getting everything put together. Okay, so I have my 2 dark sea green, all my number 1 pieces. Let's see if I just move this a little bit. We're done with the punch, so I'll put that away. And we are going to need some mats, so I'm going to get my mats out. And let's just dry fit all of these together. So the 3C and D, which are the brown striped ones, go along the bottom. And then what we do with each of these, let's see what it says here. At 2H, sorry, I'm just reading here. Okay, I see where they're starting now. So that's what I want to do. So we're going to take the 2 half pieces, the 2 H's, and we're going to line them up on the inside edge at the 3 inches. So the top tip is 3 inches down, right? And then this one's going to be at the 9. So then it says on the left page, working from the right to the left, using piece 2H as your starting point, we're going to be lining up the rest of these. And so we're going to end up, and then we have another one here. This one's going to be the last one, and this one will go here. So we're going to have 3 at the top here, and we're going to have 2.5 in the middle. So it says position them, leaving approximately 1/4 inch between the squares. And then this one here where it's showing 2A is going to run off the page. So we'll line those up offline where you can spend some time getting your 1/4 inch, but that's how they're going to line up on the left hand side of your page. See, we can just be playing with those for a while to get them lined up. Okay, so again, the upper point should be approximately 3/4 from the top, and that's about where I'm at, and about 3/4 of the inch down from the top. So that'll help you. There's some ideas in here or some instructions of how to do that. Now from the right page, it's saying going from our 2H, position these other two, so we have two small ones. So if we look at F and I, F is a small one, I is the 6 by 6. So I have my 6 by 6 to F, I goes next. Then we have two other ones. One is going to go in here and one will go on this side. Let's just finish reading. 2G, which is this one, will run off the side of the page. Again, they should be 3/4 of the inch down. And then we have this big 6-inch one here in the middle. And then the rest is just mats. So we add a mat from the mat pack. And then we have one 4 by 6, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And then you can see they've used some rub-ons. This one was done by Nicole So you can kind of follow. She's a good designer, new to the Creative Memories design team. But what I want to see about this 6-inch piece when we come to this next layout, if I use that over there and do something different here, so we're just going to leave this as is for now, and then we'll go on to layout number 2. Just one thing before I do go on, you can see they've got a spot for using this one as a photo. You could use any of them as a photo if that you wanted to. Just a little note on that. Okay, so I'm going to go get my project 2 ready and I'll meet you back. Okay, so welcome back. I have my project 2, as well as this is what we're going to try to do 2 pages for this one, and we're using the marble. And she actually has this little, if I do it exactly the same, this little green piece is in the corner that way with the marble going that way. And we're going to see if we can make it 2. Let's create it like it is in the book and then see what we can do. So the longer one, so this is 1E goes here, 1F goes in that corner, 2J, which is this one, goes up there, with 1G, which is our 5-inch piece on the reverse, goes underneath and into that corner. And then we have 2 mats, and then we have one of the mats from the mat pack, and it overlaps. And that would be the 1 page. So now I wanted to work together with you to see how we could change this into a 2 page. What would we do? What are some possibilities? I'd love to see what you come up with too. So we can pull that over. I take the mats off. You know, do we leave this one or do we pull it over this way? I do have an extra mat from one of the other project, from the project recipe. So, you know, do we do like this? What's in the mat pack that matches this color? Do we have anything that matches here? Well, that's too close. Not really. It's the other paper. So that's an option. The other option that I was thinking was to go back to project number 1 and grab this piece, right? And maybe put this one down here. Keep this one. We could just turn this over so that we have both of those have the blue. We could put our mats. We can pull this down further. We have some mat over there. We still have, maybe I'll bring this one here. Can bring this one over there. And then what? This one, that one's kind of close though. This is actually a smaller mat that we have left over. But there's some ideas of how to take that 1 page and make it 2. We do need to go back though. Let me bring project 1 over, which is one of the reasons I wanted to dry fit it. So if we go back, let's take these mats off. We line this up because now we're missing this piece here in the middle. So we don't have a 6 by 6. Seeing what we have, you know, somehow we could maybe use that one instead, right? So if we look back here at project 1, you know, we could maybe cut it down, but you're going to see this. This is my happy place. I'm going to try to play around with how we can use this mat. And then we have 2 more on this side. What do I need to do with this mat to make it fit in here in this spot? Because all I'm really missing is some color. We have these 2. I'm just missing the color up here and what comes behind this page. So I'm going to leave this with this one. I'm going to think about that a little bit more, but that being able to do that will give us 2 pages for project 2. So I do like that. So I'm going to go get project 3 ready and I'll be right back. Okay, so project 3 is a 1-page layout. So let's complete it like it shows in the book. So we have 4A going along the side. They actually have the blue at the top. And it looks like it's about a 1/2 inch in, and you would probably have it in the instructions. Yeah, 1/2 inch. And then the 11-inch piece is going to go down here. Now you take a look at this because you can see that there is kind of a border on that. So how do you want to line that up? And it will line up to the end of 4A and then go across. And then we have the 2 mats. And we have the 2 banners, and then you can just see the stickers and and embellishments that they've put on it. So that's the 1 page. Now, like I said, we still have a whole sheet of this left, as well as I have left over from the project recipe. So we could duplicate this, or we could move this and mirror it. So we have on one side, and then, so let me just really quickly cut these because I do think I'm going to make it into a 2-page spread. So we need a 5 by 12 piece. So we'll cut that 5. And then we need a 5 by 11 piece. So I want to make sure when I make this 5, I want this full pattern like I did on the other side. So I'm going to go, okay, and I want them to join. So I need to see where that outside edge is so that it looks like it's going across the page. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's get this out of the way. We'll put this on this side. So I've cut the border off this page, and I don't know if you can see, right? That's what I'm talking about. It looks like it's been smushed off the page. So I want to make sure that I cut off this side to make it 11 so that now it goes across the page and my border's only on the outside and the bottom. So now with our leftover paper, we'll bring that a 1/2 inch in. And this is a 1/2 inch from the bottom. It should line up, sorry, like that. And then we will go like that. Now I have 2 mats, so I have to see if I have something in here can I use. Or I could just get some cardstock and use. So now I've got these 2 that I could put up here, and I have changed that now into a mirrored 2-page spread with what we had left over, right? And then we do have 2 of these borders, so you could put 1 at each end because this only adds 1, and then they have some unmatted pictures. So you could actually have them unmatted at the back, or there's probably another mat in here, or as I said, oh, you probably could you could use this one as a 4 by 6 mat. down here. That would work also. So options for you to do project 3 as a 2-page layout. So let's get the last layout together, and that is a 2-page spread. Okay, so this one uses a new caramel cardstock. So we'll put those two across the bottom. 3A and 3B are our ornate ripple borders, and they're going to be 1/2 of an inch from the bottom. And so is this one, but we do need to put down 3E first, and that's going to go right at the end, and the border will go across. And then we have, let's see what we've got next. Okay, so we're going to put 4B, and 4B is going to be 2 inches up from the bottom. And then 4C is going to be over here, 2 inches from the bottom. And then we're going to take all of our 3.5 inch pieces. These were 3.5, and of course I just moved everybody. Yep, 3.5. Everything's just sliding all over the place, and I didn't put down my washi tape today. That's 2 inches up. This is 1/2 of an inch. And then all the 3x3s, oops, lost my page in the book, are going to go, and they should fit in here, right? So we've got 2 here, and we're going to rotate them or turn them over. So we have 2 there, and it'll line up perfectly. So take the time to do it. I'm not going to take the time to do it right now. I'll do it off camera. And then on the right hand side, you can see we have the beige first. This will be at 2 inches. Everything's going to be 2 inches up. And then we have the beige, we have the teal, light green, whichever. And we have another one, and the beige. And then we have this will line up, so it kind of goes right across your page. We have one of the mats from the mat pack that overlaps there. We have 2 4x6 copper cardstock, copper shimmer. And then you can see the rest how we have a mat. Another part, this is from the embellishment pack. So the embellishments, some more embellishments, and you can fit 2 4x6s. You could use this for a photo if you wanted, and you also have 6 3x3 photos. So that is layout number 4. So I know we didn't complete all of this together. I was hoping to give you just some tips of how to cut, especially paper number 1, and also give you some tips of how to make these into 2-page layouts. So hope that helped you a little bit. Thanks for joining me. Happy scrapping, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.